guys, welcome back into my channel. If you have watched my videos, you would know that I'm originally from Bulgaria, but I have lived for 7.5 years in Ireland, and I just thought that it would be really fun to compare the life in Bulgaria and the life in Ireland, and also to talk about the things that I like and dislike in each of these countries. The first thing we are going to talk about is the nature, and what I really love about the nature in Bulgaria is that it's very diverse and we have almost everything on a small territory. We have seaside resorts, we have mountain resorts, we have plenty of mineral springs and spa resorts, we have fertile land, we have monasteries and caves. And we have a beautiful rose valley that gives this precious rose oil that is used in the French perfumery and cosmetics. And also, let's not forget, we have amazing food and delicious cuisine. First thing that comes into my mind whenever I think of Ireland is the green grass. And it's so green that it's almost unrealistic. All the places near Dublin, like beaches, cliff walks, castles and botanical gardens, are very well maintained. They are always clean. For example, the grass is always short. There is no leaves in it. In Bulgaria, the grass always looks a little bit dull, a little bit sad, because during the winter it's covered by snow, and during the late summer it gets yellow from the heat. And the only time we see it really lush and green is during the springtime. Ireland consists of mostly flat, low-lying area in the Midlands, and this area is surrounded by mountain ranges, but they are not very high. For example, the highest mountain peak in Ireland is Mitul, slightly above 1,000 meters. In Bulgaria, the highest mountain peak is Musala, and it's almost 3,000 meters. The following footage is from Ben Bulin Mountain, County Sligo, Ireland. I like the shape of it and I would love to go there on a hike. When we talk about nature, we have to mention something about the cleanliness of the air. And in this category, I would vote for Ireland because the Irish air is very fresh and clean, especially if you live in the suburbs of Dublin or any other city. You feel that you live in a very healthy environment. And a very interesting fact is that during the years I was living in Ireland, I almost never got the flu. I believe this is because of the clean air and because it's so easy to escape into the nature. In Bulgaria, there are some very beautiful natural spots, but in order to go there, you need to plan in advance. You have to book a hotel, you have to buy the tickets for the bus or the train. And you cannot be as spontaneous as you can do it in Ireland. What I really love about the nature in Ireland is that it seems to match my fitness level. It offers a lot of beaches, cliff walks, castles, and interesting places to visit. But the mountains are not very high, and the hikes are not difficult and pleasant. For example, in Bulgaria, because the mountains are very high, sometimes the hikes can be challenging and not exactly for me. Another thing I love about Ireland is that it knows how to advertise its tourist attractions. In Bulgaria, there are some very beautiful places, but most of the foreigners don't know about them. They come mostly to visit Sofia and maybe go to the seaside resorts or to go skiing at the mountain resorts, but unfortunately they don't hear about these other places which are absolutely worth to visit. The following footage is from the Prohodna cave in north-central Bulgaria, and you can see the phenomenon called the Eyes of God because of the two holes located on the ceiling of its middle chamber. The following footage is from Sofia. Unfortunately, I don't have enough videos of Bulgaria yet, but I plan to do some traveling in the near future. So, stay tuned if you're curious about Bulgaria. In this category, Bulgaria will win because we have 80% of sunshine throughout the year, and during the summer the temperatures are always above 30 degrees, and even during the spring and autumn when the temperatures are lower you still see plenty of sunshine. During the winter you can go to the winter resorts and practice some winter sports and skiing. During the summer you can go to the seaside. During the autumn or spring you can go on hikes to the mountains, or you can go to enjoy a spa hotel somewhere. In contrast, the climate in Ireland is mild, changeable, and humid. What I really love about the climate in Ireland is that the temperatures throughout the year are more or less the same, and you don't need a lot of clothing. You just need, for example, 2 pairs of jeans, a few t-shirts for the summer, a few pulleys for the winter, and a water-resistant jacket, and you're good to go. What I don't like about the winter in Ireland is that the day is very short. It starts getting dark around 4:30, and there is not much you can do. For example, on a day off, if you sleep late and you wake up and you have breakfast, by the time you go somewhere and it's already too late because it starts getting dark. During the summer, the day is very long. It can last up to 10:30, 11 in the evening. But during the winter, it's really annoying because the day is very short. There are a lot of storms, and in the evening, all you can hear is the rain and the wind going woo. The rain is not so bad. It rains frequently, but it's more like a drizzle. And in the beginning I was buying umbrellas and they kept breaking because of the wind. So eventually I decided that there is no point to buy umbrellas, and it's much better to invest in a water-resistant jacket. In Bulgaria, when it rains, the rain is more heavy, and you definitely need an umbrella with you. Now this is my favorite category. We are going to talk about the people, and here in this category, Ireland will win not only against Bulgaria, but also against any other European country, because the people are so lovely. I've traveled quite a lot, but I never met such people like the Irish. They are so sweet, so polite, so tolerant and friendly. If you stop them on the street to ask them for directions, they will get out of their way to come and show you which bus to take and which way to go. And if they don't know the answer to your question, they will immediately take their phone and start Googling just to be able to help you. I have a lot of friends in Bulgaria who are very nice people. But when I go into the buses or even on the streets, I can hear people being a little bit rude to each other. And this is something that I don't like. With foreigners, Bulgarians are friendly, but they may appear a little bit more serious or grumpy at first. Another thing which I love about Ireland is that it's multicultural and cosmopolitan, and you bump into different kind of people from different countries, different nationalities, and I think this is really fun because I would like to feel like a citizen of this world, not just like a citizen of one country. And this is the kind of experience you can get in Ireland. For example, if you're sharing accommodation with different people, you get to know about their cultures. For example, I lived with Brazilians, with a Mexican girl, with an Irish landlord, and with some Bulgarians. Both Ireland and Bulgaria have a lively social life. Ireland is famous for its pub culture, so if you enjoy drinking and listening to live music, then this is the right place for you. I personally don't drink that much and therefore prefer to go out for dinners. So, in that respect, Bulgaria is more affordable. Also, the footage you're watching right now is from December last year. The streets, the coffee shops, and the restaurants in Sofia were fully packed, and I have to say that the social life in Bulgaria was not very heavily affected by what was going on in the world. My best friends in the world are from Bulgaria, and I often feel that some of these friends are closer than a family. And sometimes when I've been disappointed from my family, I always said, okay, at least God blessed me with good friends. I've known some of these people for maybe 15, 20 years. So we helped each other throughout the years, and this is why I feel that these people are so close to me. Now, unfortunately, I didn't have that much time to make such friendships in Ireland, but what I can say is that I've been out with some colleagues, and we've been on hikes, we went on trips, and I really enjoyed being around Irish people. They have a sense of humor and they're really fun to be with. Irish guys are not very romantic, but they're charming in an easygoing and comfortable way. And another important thing is that you see a lot of separated people who are actively dating in Ireland. And for me, at first, it was a shock because in Bulgaria, it's accepted that if you're married, you have to divorce first and then date. And later on, I found out that actually there is a reason for this, because Ireland was so religious in the past. Actually, in order to apply to get divorced, you need 4 years, and that's a really, really long time. Another specific thing about dating in Ireland is that mostly you are expected to split the bill, especially if you're not quite sure if you're going to like the person or not. But normally, when a guy invites you for a coffee, he'll pay for the coffee, but next time when you meet up, you will be expected to offer the same. But in Bulgaria, it's expected that if a man invites you on a date, then he's going to cover the bill. And things are changing with the younger generations, and there are always exceptions, but I'm just talking how it is in general. I personally prefer to pay my own bills because then I don't feel obliged, and if something wrong happens and I don't enjoy the company anymore, I can just get up and go. The last thing which we're going to discuss is the food. And the food is probably the most difficult thing for me to adjust to in Ireland, because here in Bulgaria I was so used to consume fresh fruits and vegetables, and here almost every district has a huge open market where you can go and buy these fruits and vegetables. And in Ireland, I'm talking mostly about Dublin, because this is where I lived, there is only one market in the city center, and it's so small, and it sells mainly apples and bananas. So also the tomatoes and vegetables don't have a real taste. In Bulgaria, you can get some huge tomatoes that are very sweet, and indeed, when you eat them, you feel as if there is sugar in them. The Irish people consume potatoes in every shape or form. They like chips, boiled potato, mashed potato, crisps, and this is what they eat basically. That's a little bit boring for me, but I don't mean to offend the Irish cuisine. For example, I have tried a few dishes like the Irish stew, which is very similar, by the way, to something that we have here in Bulgaria. And I like those dishes, but it's not something that I would crave. The good thing is that because of the many different nationalities who live in Ireland, basically you can buy any kind of food, for example, Indian, Italian, Mexican, whatever you can think of. In Bulgaria, we have a richer cuisine and a lot of national dishes to try. And also we have a lot of seasonal fruits and vegetables. Anyway, so this is the end of this first part of this video. And in the next video, we are going to discuss more about the career opportunities, the standard of living, medical care, transport, and other things. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have liked it, please let me know, because by liking and commenting, you help me to improve and create a much better content. Stay safe, and I hope to see you next time.